CVs. I need to talk about resumes that people do submit when they are looking for jobs. I thought of discussing this issue before we start learning everything else that concerns us having the job and be able to do the job right. So, I would like to talk about myself first. When I was back in Africa before I came to Australia, I created a CV that I believed that it was the bomb. Having done that, I applied for jobs in Australia, I applied for jobs in Canada, and some other places around the world. And I believed that my CV was the best. I had enough experience and I was good at my job. You know what? Being honest, there are so many applications that I got regrets. And most of the time, for those companies who were willing to tell me the reasons, they told me that there were people who were more qualified than me. It's so disappointing to find out that there's someone who is more qualified than you when you think actually you're the best at that moment. And I wouldn't understand why people could identify me as a person who could possibly do a good job for them, because I believed my CV was everything. You know what? Let me breathe. When I came to Australia, I actually found out that things are not exactly the way you think they are. I want to confess, yes, my CV was shallow. Let me list these few things, man. When we prepare our CVs, mostly back home, we concentrate on the wrong things. People concentrate on how presentable your CV is going to be, the best English that you're going to use to appetize, whoever's going to read your CV. What should come first, the summary, executive summary, or what? We are technical people. All that, probably not necessary for a few guys. What I can say to you is, before you start writing a CV, seek the right experience. But you wouldn't be able to seek the right experience if you don't know what to seek or what to look for. Coming back to my story, when I told you that I had the best CV, but still I couldn't get a job. Look, guys, in a country like Australia, it's a mine-run country, and I want to tell you this. There are so many big mines in this country working very well, and they have the best machinery, probably one of the best in the world, and one of the biggest machinery you can find in the world. There are certain types of machinery that you need to put your hands on. It can be by training. It can be by training, theoretical training to start with. It can be practical. It can be volunteering. But there are certain machines that you need to put your hands on. So, what am I trying to put across here? What I'm trying to say is, there are certain machines that you need to work on to be able to be identified as a potential person who can be employed by many of the best companies here. So now, what do you need to do? What you need to do is, when you are preparing your CV, the most important part of your CV as a technical person, mostly diesel plant fitters or heavy-duty mechanics, is actually the type of machines that you worked on. Before you even bother yourself trying to explain what you did on those machines, you need to list the type of machines that you worked on. So, for example, why would I be interested to know what you did on certain machinery if I'm not interested in those kind of machinery? For example, we have a lot of Chinese machines, we have a lot of European machines, we've got a lot of American machines. And based on the type of machinery that is found here, why would I be interested to know what you did on a Long Gong or XMG brand when I know that definitely it's far away from what I require? So you could have a lot of experience, but in the wrong machinery. So the moment you list that list or those types on your CVs, no one reads them. Nobody reads them, and nobody's interested in you. You could be good in what you do. Let me be very clear. You can be very good in what you do. But if you're doing it on wrong machines, no one will take you. So let's put it this way. If you want to be able to be picked up, even for an interview, first thing is in your CV, you need to list certain types of machines that are going to be picked up by the computer or the system of the advertised. What do I mean by that? What I mean is that when companies advertise, their adverts go far, and so many people in Australia, outside Australia, in the world, apply for these jobs. Do you think that someone will sit down and go through every CV to see which one is right or not? No. The computer system is programmed to be able to pick up certain wordings, certain words in those CVs. If your CV is listing certain machines which are not part of what they're interested in, your CV will never even reach the minimum level. It will never reach a human being. It will be discarded before it reaches there, and you get an automated regret message from the system. They will not even know about you. So now what is most important is for you to be able to list those machines very clear. Then if you advertise the recruiter by the type of machines you worked on, that recruiter will be interested to know what you did on those machines. That's when you start to show on your resume what you did on those machines, right? So from that stage, probably the recruiter will be still interested to say, yeah, he has done at least 60 to 70% of what we want. So we are interested to do an interview with this person. That is the point when they'll be trying to prove the fact that you have done those things, or probably you're lying to them. And I'm not here to discuss recruitment and interviews now. I'm just here to discuss resumes and experience. So the point is, do not lie on your CV. But before you start making this resume, please go and seek the right experience. What are the machines required to put on your CV? That is a discussion for another day. But most important is for you to understand that the country that you're applying a job in, or the country that you're interested to go to, how does it work? Their systems. Do a good research. You can write good English. You can put a nice picture on your CV. You can have the best presentation. The computer does not know about that. They don't know anything about that. They'll just throw your CV to the bin. Unless you put keywords. Just names, man. Names of machines. From there, your CV can start moving forward.